Namaste. I'm Sharu Anjirba from the Yoga Institute. So, Oscar Wilde, the poet, had once said that if anything is worth doing, it's worth doing well. But can we do all tasks well at all times? Can we maintain the enthusiasm to do each and every task, each and every duty well at all times? Because there are so many things that we have to do during the day. Not only during the day, throughout our life, we have to perform so many duties, manage the household chores, look after our families. At the same time, trying to maintain a good job, sustain ourselves at the professional front. So when we have to balance so many things at one time, there are times when we may not be able to give in our best. Enthusiasm and energies may wane. So it is important, therefore, to maintain a certain kind of attitude towards our work. Many times it happens that we may not be able to change the work which we don't like. What has to be done has to be done. And therefore, what is important is that we change our consciousness towards that duty. So by applying the principle of Karma Yoga, we can bring about this change in our attitude towards our duties and make them a joyful experience. So how is Karma Yoga working out? How does Karma Yoga work? When we say that we are doing something in the true spirit of Karma Yoga, what does it mean? So first thing, Karma Yoga begins with acceptance. Acceptance of the work, acceptance of the situation in which we have to do that work, and acceptance of the people that we have to work with. It may happen that you may go to a new workplace surrounded by new colleagues, and sometimes you get along with some and sometimes you may not get along with others. But if you have to work with them, if you have been put in that situation, then it is most important that we accept that situation. We accept the work that is given to us, we accept the people that we have to work with. So when we accept, that means we are not resisting. That means now we are approaching that work with a calmer mindset. So the first thing is acceptance. Having accepted that work, now we have to do our duty. We have to follow the path of dharma, which means that we have to transcend beyond our likes and dislikes. In any situation, you will be faced with some things which you like about that work, some things which you don't like about it. So we need to learn, we need to practice to not yearn for the likable things, and we also need to learn to not try to avoid the unlikable. When we are able to transcend the pain and the pleasure associated with our duties, then we can say that we are operating from a higher nature. So doing our duties by not giving much importance to our likes and dislikes, doing it because it is our duty. Now, while we are doing our duty, the next thing is to do it with 100% concentration. Any work, if it's worth doing, it deserves our complete and undivided attention. We need to be very focused in doing that work, which means that we don't allow other distractions to come in the way. Life comes in the way when we are trying to fulfill our duties. Sometimes some people will also tell you that it is not your job, why are you doing it? But once you have decided to do a certain duty, once you have decided to walk the path of dharma with a clear mind, then you remain focused on that path. And then after doing your duty, as you are performing your duty, as you're doing your actions, you need to see that you also approach excellence. You aim for excellence. Now, what does that mean, aiming for excellence? It means that trying to do my work better today than what I did yesterday. So you must notice that when we talk of excellence, we are not talking of comparison with others. Always the comparison should be with our own selves. I need to perform my duty today better than what I did yesterday, which means I need to excel beyond myself. And now that we are putting in this excellence, we might get some results. And as we start getting results of our hard work, then the next step is most important. That is, now you surrender those results to God. In yoga language, we call it Ishwar Pranidhan. Because surrendering those results to God helps us to perform better. You see, as long as we are attached to some specific outcomes, then we cannot put in our best in that work. Therefore, you have to make sure that once you have started achieving something, now need to start surrendering all your achievements, all the things that you have achieved in that work to a higher reality. Now, when we do that, what happens is that now we can concentrate on the task at hand better. So, surrendering the results to God and continuing with your duty is Ishwar Pranidhan. You can also put Ishwar Pranidhan in another way, is that you engage your body in performing your duty, whereas you engage your mind in becoming a better instrument of God. What is in our capacity is to put in our best towards that work. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has said, Karmanya vadikaraste, which means that you have only the right to do the action. Ma pheleshu kadachana, which means you don't have any control on the outcomes of those actions. Therefore, when we surrender all our actions to God and move on the path of Karma Yoga, it transforms our actions. It transforms our consciousness towards our duties. Now see, every day is made up of so many actions. That means every day is giving us so many opportunities to practice karma yoga. Whenever we approach any duty with the consciousness of a karma yogi, then we can transform those actions which were earlier expressions of frustration and irritation to those actions which now become expressions of love and joy. Namaste.